Okay, chapter 13. Been a while. Picking up silver. Warning, contains hedgehog on robot car action. Yes, the mystery. Is it hedgehog on robot car action, as in a car, or is it hedgehog on robot car action? Let's find out. Sonic High School, chapter 13. A cool car raced through the city streets. Brrrr, said the car as it went. Hang on, I can see something really weird coming up. Said the car as it went down the big street with lots of other cars on it. The city was filled of buildings with lights and other things, like places like McDonald's. Comma, shouted the car. Shouted the car as it went back and forth, going in between other cars so it did not have to wait in traffic. The car was playing techno and rock and roll music. Okay, this is a pretty cool car. Techno is short for technology, is it? Maybe? Freak! Yelled the car, doing a big turn in the city into section. I can't tell if this car is alive or if this is just supposed to be car sounds, because he keeps saying the car is yelling it as if it's a voice. Where's Inferno? Wherever he is, he's in a better place than here. In Toei section. Oh, that kind of toe. Sonic before bed, just to ensure that you have good dreams. Oh boy, sorry Ketchup. I'm not actually. Blame Zach. Location update on the Ultra Chaos Emerald, said the driver of the car. This is probably silver, isn't it? The car screen blinked to different things and then, in a robot voice, said, "Beep beep, Ultra Chaos Emerald getting closer." Shadow looked at the map screen. Oh, it's Shadow. Why was it being so mysterious about it? Looked at the map screen and drove faster towards the red dot that was where the last Ultra Chaos Emerald was. "Beep beep beep beep," said the car in a robot voice as Shadow got closer to the dot while driving his car. It was just around the corner now. Shadow did another fast turn at this into section, and right to where the red dot on the map was. "Beep beep 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 beep," screamed the car in a robot voice as his car dot and the Ultra Chaos Emerald dot on the map moved into each other. And in the real world, Shadow pulled up to the curb and there was a couple of gangmen. What do you mean in the real world? As opposed to the fake world, I guess the car monitor. Uh-oh, not gangmen. I hate those creatures. Robot open. Beep 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 beep. I can't do it. Ultra Chaos Emerald. Thanks, Omega, said Shadow as he hopped out of the car, which was black and red, oh of course, and on to the dark city street. He looked at the blacks standing there, and they looked dangerous, but Shadow knew they had the Ultra Chaos Emerald. Shadow took out a gun and pointed it at them and said, "Give me the last Ultra Chaos Emerald," and they looked surprised and startled. They checked their pockets, and while they were doing that, the gun became used. And Shadow shot all three of them. The gun became used. They were now dead. Shadow reached into the middle one's pocket and found what he had come for, the last Ultra Chaos Emerald. They were like the regular Chaos Emeralds, but more powerful and a secret until they were found out. Shadow hopped back into his car, Omega and Robot Car. What? Omega and Robot Car? Oh wait, where was I getting "and" from? Omega, the robot car. From Sonic Adventure. And said, "I got it, now I can get one wish to come true. I'm gonna think about what I will use it on before I use it." Shadow looked at the map and said, "Get me directions to Hamburger Restaurant." Hamburger Restaurant? Yes, my favourite chain, Hamburger. Omega changed some screens and said in a robot voice, Beep boop bop, hamburger restaurant location found, it is over here. And Shadow looked at where the dot was. It was right nearby, so Shadow drove there with more loud sounds. Shadow went to the drive-thru and got a hamburger and fries, and sat in the parking lot in Omega and ate it. This is great, I love this place. It's always the place that I love to come to after I finish a crime, said Shadow darkly. Omega did not need food because he was a robot shaped into a car. Shadow finished eating and threw the garbage into Omega's trash hole, where he turned litter into gasoline. Man, that would be nice. Which was useful. Then Shadow took his penis out. Okay, suddenly. Where did this come from? He really loves hamburger and fries.
Yum!
I thought we were, like, having just a nice innocent time here, but then suddenly...
Yep.
Omega's Heroes. Wait, what was the one in Adventure? Was that Beta? Better. Is that Sonic? Oh yeah, that one. Nom nom. Eating his burger and fries. I wish it was burger time. Hello, Bob. I wish it was burger time. Marvel's Omega Heroes. Ding! Christmas! Oh, okay. A Gamma, that was it. E102. 101 was Beta. Hey Omega, check this out, said Shadow laughing as he took his big, neat, hard penis and stuck it in Omega's trash hole. Is it gonna get turned into gasoline? Well, at least it's neat. Unrecognized item in trash hole, error, said Omega. That's my penis, man, said Shadow to Omega. Penis not trash, not allowed in trash hole, said Omega to Shadow. Shadow couldn't fit all of his big strong penis into Omega's trash hole anyway, so he took it out and gave Omega a taste of his balls too. Why is this happening? This is one of those times where it feels like this was written as, like, intentional silliness. Like this isn't something somebody writes legitly if they're not having a laugh. Omega did not recognize Shadow's balls as trash either, which was good, and then Shadow put his balls back and started to drive off with his head still on his penis, his hand still on his penis. But why? Gasopine? Unfortunately not. I was hoping it was going to get turned into gasoline. It was sexual really fast, yeah. At least the other times it was kind of, you could see it coming. But this was just, burger and fries. I'm in my cool car. Penis! Where was I? Yes. Where is Silver's house? Said Shadow to Omega while he rubbed really quick and hard on his penis with one hand while his other hand was driving. Omega updated his map and showed where Silver's house was on the other side of the Dark City. Shadow kept empowering his penis, with his one hand, and he drove faster and more dangerously. Soon his penis was so big he could hardly see in front of him anymore. Oh great, we've got hyper going on here as well. And he was zigzagging across the street trying to keep both his penis and his car in control. Then he put both hands of his on his penis and made it do all sorts of things until it was done and his penis redecorated the inside of Omega with white curtains. Well, it's certainly got a unique... He's certainly got a unique way of writing. Very... creative. Trash hole for possum, oh yeah. I do get a bit horny when I think about trash holes. No. I'll go in the trash hole though. Love this chapter. It's certainly something. Just so you know, that's my semen, said Shadow to Omega. Omega knew that already. Shadow put both of his hands back on the steering wheel and drove faster. He didn't even wipe them or wash them or anything. He's got penis hands all over the steering wheel. But suddenly some loud sounds and flashing lights came up behind him. Uh-oh. Whack, 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 the police is following you, said Omega. Shadow decided to follow the laws. Whoa, that's unlike Shadow. And stopped his car in the street and waited for the police to come over to him. Shadow's penis was still big though, so he tucked it under his leg on the right, and it stuck up in the middle of Omega the car. And Shadow put his hand on it. I'm confused about anatomy now. What have you come back to? Your biggest mistake, that's what. We're reading Sonic High School. And now that you're here, you're not leaving until we're done. This music is quite fitting. Uh-oh, the police. The police came over to the front window of Omega and looked at Shadow inside. Cool vehicle, said the police. Thanks, said Shadow to the police back. Okay, do you know that you are breaking a law by going that fast and back and forth on the street? Said the police to Shadow, sounding more like Miss Lesson than a real person. What, Miss Lesson isn't a real person? Literature classic. Something like that. I wonder what would happen if you hand this in to your English teacher or something. Crisis City. Good music there. Yes, I do, said Shadow, and he patted his hand on his penis in the middle of the front of the car. Sir, please take your hand off the gear stick in the middle of the car right now, said the police to Shadow. Shadow looked at the police and laughed and said, that's not the gear stick, that's my penis, and drove off before the police could say anything or really even react at all. You have broken another law, said Omega to Shadow. Shadow laughed because he could see the police far behind him giving up and going to look for an easier criminal. Now, said Shadow, let's get to Silver's house. Shadow drove the car fast to Silver's house on the other side of the city, and when he got there, he braked the car so hard. Wrong kind of brake, that the sound it made was like hearing the world's largest bird get punched in his tummy. Oi! Don't listen, Emblem. You only get pounded in other places. Shadow honked the horn, and when he finished honking the horn, Silver jumped out of the window and onto the street and into the side seat of Omega. Oh yeah, adventure time. They're after someone for posting spicy memes, probably, if this was written these days. You can always count on me. All the whole knowledge is mine. Will be mine anyway. Hey Shadow, thanks for the ride, said Silver. Cool curtains you put up. Shadow laughed and said, no problem. Now if I do not hurry up by driving fast, you will be late for the play. Silver said, do not worry, we will get there in time. Silver was another big role in the play, but he was not a huge gay like Charmy the Bee. Silver was kind of like Sonic, but less fast. Sonic also had the best morals, but maybe Silver dressed better. But that was kind of gay too. Silver did have his big hair thing on the front that looks like a marijuana. Though, so maybe Sonic was better at being stylish anyway. A marijuana. It is hard to tell because Silver lived in the city, which was kind of far away from high school. Shadow stepped on the gases, and the car went away through the city into the moonlight and towards out of the city to high school. Chapter 14, The Play. A fairly, weird, and of course sexual, but nothing too extreme. Sonic and Amy got to high school and went to the play, which was at the school. Right, last time we heard that if Sonic has sex or something, then the world might end or something like that. Everyone will go extinct, everyone will die. And Sonic's really horny for Amy, so this is dangerous. Right, his ball disease will end the world. Sonic and Amy got to high school and went to the play, which was at the school. When they got to the auditorium, they were not expecting to be surprised, but they were, because the auditorium was actually full of men and women idiots waiting to see the play. Cool young people, such as high school students, did not come to see the play unless they had to. But idiots. Who would want to watch a play? Only those. The place was so full that Sonic and Amy had to sit in bad seats surrounded by strangers that could have been dirty or usually did crime. Sonic looked around the place and saw Rouge and Knuckles Jr., oh no, the body donation, who was a baby, sitting really by the door out. Really by the door out. And Tails and Cream all the way on the other side, which is where they probably would have sat anyway, because Tails hated Sonic to the sky. Sonic also saw Shadow standing around places, but he did not get in a seat because he was too bad for that. He doesn't need to rest his butt. Did I write this? Excuse me? You think this is the kind of thing I would write? I can't believe this. What do you take me for? I mean, there is a lot of sexualness, so I guess it's not entirely unexpected. Unreasonable. Potentially. There's not enough butt sniffing for me. If that comes up, then yes. Yes, I did write it. But no, fear not. I'm expecting to be surprised. Oh yeah. That is what surprise is. Oh. We're at the play now, said Amy to Sonic, even though she was surrounded by people who were neither of them. What? What's that got to do with it? Even though she was surrounded by people who were neither of them. I wonder when it will begin. It's gonna start soon, said Sonic back to Amy. What I am wondering is not that, but it is if Charmy is going to mess up big time because he has been acting weird all week. I bet you he will. Sonic laughed about this because it did not really matter to him, but it did to Charmy. The play they were doing was the Christmas story, even though it was not Christmas time, but they thought it was a good idea to do anyway. Well, they were wrong. Americanisms. Maybe. In the play, Silver played Joseph, who was Jesus' dad. Charmy played Mary, because even though he was not a girl, everyone thought he was anyway. Baby version Jesus was going to be played by Knuckles, who was fitted for the role now that he was just a baby. From the best scene in the story. Sonic and Amy sat patiently in the seats they were in, even though Sonic could have been out running around. Sonic waited by rubbing Amy's leg, and seeing how close he could get his hand to her vagina before she rubbed him off. Wouldn't he be happy if she rubbed him off? No, not that kind. Sonic determined that Amy was prime and ready for sex because her vagina felt hard and loose, as far as he could tell, when he would get close to it with his hand before the play began. He almost forgot totally that he had a deadly ball disease. Poor Sonic. How could you forget that scene? Good. Everyone should remember it, for better or worse. The play eventually started, and it was just as gay as you thought it would be. There was singing and songs, but otherwise it was just like the Christmas story always was. Isn't there usually singing and songs in the Christmas story? This game was made for like fast children. This story was made for fast nobody. Mary got a letter from an angel saying she was going to have a baby, but she did not want to have the baby at home because the king would not let babies vote. What? So Mary and Joseph rode bikes all the way from London to Jerusalem. Like bicycles? I mean, either way that's weird. Mary and Joseph on motorbikes. Wait, bicycles probably didn't exist back then either. What's happening here? Legally distinct? I mean, whatever. I can't think of the phrase. Alternate timeline. Jesus was British. Alternate timeline Bible story. Rode bikes all the way from London to Jerusalem. How did they get across the ocean? I don't know. When they got to there, the hospital was full, so they went to a barn and had the baby in there. And it turned out to be the legendary hero, Jesus. The legendary hero. Through the whole play, Silver did a really good job, and Charmy did an okay job, but everyone sure believed he was a woman because his voice was so high, and girls. So high and girls. Then they got to the ending where Mary was to have her baby out. Mary flipped onto her front and Joseph pulled Jesus out of her butt. Yes, that's the hole they come out of, which looked totally fake. Sonic could tell, even with special effects. Joseph held Jesus up. Oh wait, there was a stop there. Joseph held Jesus up to show God, and then gave him to Mary, who was actually Charmy. Charmy looked at Jesus, Knuckles, really close, and then reached into his clothing with a hand that was not holding him, and pulled out a knife. Time to get murdered, said Charmy as he started to kill Knuckles. Just as he began to do this, Silver bodily flew into them. Bodily flew, and knocked Knuckles up, and away from Charmy. Is this how this went? Heck yeah, a knife! No! It's coming over to watch the Super Bowl. Yeah, probably actually. It sounds like there would be snacks. Special affects. Oh, did I? I can't believe I missed another thing to laugh at. Oh well, that's alright. Hi, Spyro. Yeah, I am. It was the shortest storm ever. Oh, bollock. The world is trying so hard to stop me from reading. Okay, I'm back. Again. Nothing will stop me from enjoying Sonic High School. No storm, no phone. Bollock phone. Found out who was phone the other day. Wait, did we? The Illuminati. Oh no. Don't tell Twitch. Right, where was I? Yeah. His voice was so high and girls. Then they got to the ending where Mary... Wait, no, I read that. Right. Oh my god, what is happening? Said Amy, who was startled hard. Charmy's trying to kill Knuckles, obviously, said Sonic to Amy. It was true, and people started to yelling and screaming. Just then, a gun... Just then, a gunshot came from the back of the audience. Shadow pulled out his gun from his spot. From his spot? And aimed it at Charmy the Bee from the back of the audience. Shadow fired his gun and the bullet hit his head. But he must have been wearing a gun-proof helmet. You'd think you'd notice if he was wearing a helmet, because the bullet from the gun went off his head and up into the ceiling, where it hit a light and the light fell down along with other things. Something from the ceiling fell into the back of the stage where the props were, And one of the props was a bomb that they used for some things. The prop was a real bomb, though, and when the thing hit it, the bomb exploded. Well, this escalated. Best play ever. Should be Spyro High School. If that exists, I would read it. Especially if it's of this quality. Order us some wings and fries for the big game. Okay, I'm in. I'll be over tonight. Hard. There's a lot of hardness in this. Gun phone. Maybe that was Shadow calling me. So many phones in such a short time. Gun. Wait, did it say gunproof? I'm not reading it well enough. Yeah, gunproof helmet. What? How could I misread that? Gunproof. That means it's only safe from having guns thrown at it. My brain auto-corrected. Music does fit quite well sometimes. Taylor and Spyro, Extra Kai, X Kobold. I mean, I can't stop you if that's what you want to do. I probably won't read any more fanfics though. This will be the exception. Right, the bomb exploded with a huge explosion, like a bunch of horses made a fire running through the place. Huh? A bunch of horses made a fire running through the place. That doesn't clarify what the explosion was like at all. Since when do horses make fire? Suddenly, people did not really care about the play anymore because the place was full of fire and could kill you. Rouge and Knuckles Jr. already got out quick right away because they were by the door. Throat is very happy. Everything is trying to stop the reading. Sonic looked and saw Amy next to him was almost unconscious because of all the fire and smoke and shocking things. Sonic picked her up and ran out of the auditorium with his fast speed. Sonic found Rouge and Knuckles Jr. outside in the hallway where it was safe. "Are you okay?" said Rouge. "Yep." Knuckles Jr. predicted that this would happen, so he sat by the door so we could get out easy. Oh, clever. There's actually some good planning ahead in the writing. Well done. Dank Matter or whatever your name was. Rah! Understandably, brain is kind of rotting. I guess so. I have an excuse for my brain not working properly for once. No other times though. MGS5 inspiration. Oh, the bomb, maybe. But Spyro's taken up all the space in your head. There's no room for other thoughts. Yes, we are okay, said Sonic. Amy here is going into a shock attack, but it is nothing she will not get over. Sonic looked around and saw people running out, but there was a lot of other people still stuck in the auditorium, and some of them were fainted, like Pokemon. Horse made of fire? Oh, I don't know that. I ain't played it yet. Rah! Welcome back, Ryder. Maybe you've been here a while, I don't know. But if you've just come back, you've come back at the wrong time. Or the right time. Where was I? Yes, people were leaving and not helping the other people get out, but the lunch lady who had ears but was deaf, was running into the auditorium and carrying women and children back out. The lunch lady lived in Mongolia by herself as a child, and became very strong from carrying trees back from the frozen forests to the villages that she travelled between, so now she could carry stacks of people. Since she was deaf, all of the noises that the fire was making did not bother her because she could not hear. Is Mongolia a cold place? I thought that was like a warm southern area. He never left. Oh, the loyalty. The dedication. I thought I could smell something this entire stream. Oh, sorry. That was probably me, actually. Just accept it like it's normal. Well, yeah, it is Spyro. Anyone who's played Spyro would naturally think of Spyro all the time. Sonic saw the lunch lady bring out cream. Oh, yum. For lunch. But Tails was not being brought out because he was not a woman or child. Sonic thought, damn, he is still my friend. Sonic swallowed his scary feelings and ran into the burning auditorium to Tails, who was passed out in the front. Sonic picked Tails up and ran and brought his body outside to the hallway and began doing CPR on his body. Uh-oh, I'm sure there'll be a gay comment come from this. Sonic thought, this will look gay, but it did not matter because Tails was still his friend. Sonic pushed on his body and started kissing him to give him life again. Sonic kept kissing, and Amy and Rouge and Knuckles Jr. watched him as he kissed Tails' face. But Tails was not waking up. Sonic, said Shadow over on the side. Charmy escaped and is running through the school like a murderer now. Stop CPR kissing Tails. You have to help us catch him. Is Tails dead? Then Silver gave Knuckles to Rouge and said, he's safe now, but he needs to sleep. Rouge was so happy she could have kissed him, but did not. Sonic looked and said, Amy, finish doing CPR on Tails. I will let you and will not get jealous. Sonic kissed her mouth and felt one of her boobs and ran off with Shadow and Silver. Always got to have a squidge of the awesome boobs. Or was it? No, Rouge has the awesome ones, doesn't she? Ran off with Shadow and Silver to go catch the guy who was trying to kill baby Knuckles. The guy! It was Charmy. That was now running around the school and could danger them all. Damn, this is a good one. Intense. Author's note, I wrote this chapter on a train! Killer on the loose with a C. Sonic redeemed, yeah, finally. They can stop being moody at each other. Chapter 15. Shadow and Silver ran ahead into the school, but Sonic stopped to go to the bathroom. Is this really the time? At least piss on the fire to help put it out. And he took an enormous bad-smelling poop. Sonic knew he must be very emotional because this poop was so big that when he tried to flush the toilet, the big poop log just folded in half and clogged the toilet easily, while looking like part of a really fat pretzel that you would get at the mall. Not like the little ones in bags from the supermarket. Sonic just said, forget it! And ran out of the now very stinky bathroom and after Charmy B. Damn, this is a good chapter already, no? Such detail. Loose. I bet Sonic's loose now after pushing out that massive one. J.K. Rowling inspiration, going to the bathroom. Ah yes, the big turd. Makes me think of J.K. Rowling. He gave birth. Basically, I wouldn't be surprised if it did come alive. The story can go anywhere. Writing on a train, ah. Sonic passed Shadow and Silver, who were in different hallways and going different ways, but he did not pass them at the same time because they were in different hallways. And because even though Sonic was very fast, he could not actually be in two different places at the same time. Sonic went one way, and Shadow went the other way, and Silver went other way. And it kept happening. One room that Sonic looked in was the art room. It made Sonic remember having art class with Charmy B. Charmy could not control his gay urges like everyone else, and used all the colours in every picture. Lovely. Where like Sonic just used blue and Amy just used pink, and other people were also normal like that. It's normal to just use one colour in art. Sonic thought about how this was and that it was still surprising that Charmy could do something like this. Was Charmy the guy with the science hat? I don't remember. Shadow went into a room, among other rooms. That was the car fixing room. Why does the school have a car fixing room? Shadow remembered about how he had car fixing class with Charmy, and how Charmy was really terrible at fixing cars because it was not in him to do something that was like a man would do. Shadow thought it was weird how Charmy could now do something that was so manly, like killing. It's very manly. Women don't kill. Oh, Espio, that was it. Oh, yeah! It will come alive and say, hello, innit? Mr. Hanky the Pooh, the Christmas Pooh. They did do a Christmas play, so it would be fitting. Fucked Rouge, yeah. No, he put the sex in. There was no fucking. Wait, isn't it this again? Different version. Oh no, Zebrahead version. This might get DMCA'd. Skip it. Probably too late. The soundtrack is dangerous. And one room that Silver ran into was the gym room, where Silver one time had gym class with Charmy B. He remembered how Charmy was positively the worst at sports and being an athlete, so it made him wonder why Charmy could do something that was actually doing something, like killing. Sonic and Shadow and Silver ran around and around, and eventually they just got tired and could not find Charmy at all. Charmy was trying to be a murderer, but they were just tired and tired. Tired and tired of looking for him, so they sat down in chairs and didn't do anything else now. Back in the front of the school, Amy decided that she needed to go to the bathroom. Uh-oh. Rouge went with her because she had to go too, and Cream stayed with Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. and Tails, who was still trying to become awake. I don't think Tails is trying to do much of anything right now. He's dead. Dozing off. Oh, sorry, is this fanfic not interesting enough for you? Very well. Sleep well, Infernal. Hope you managed to... Yeah, bye, Muffgeb. See you later. Hope your sleep returns to normal soon, Muffgeb. Mad Infernal Gamer. Most people had left the school by now, but there was still some waiting to get into the women's bathroom. But Amy and Rouge did not feel like waiting in line, so they just went in. They went to the men's bathroom, where normally it was that the people inside were men. Yeah? Amy and Rouge were not men. Oh, what? This is a revelation. So this was against the rules. I'm glad the author clarified that. I didn't know that Amy and Rouge weren't men. As soon as Amy opened the door, a super-powered smell hit her in the face. It punched her right in the nose because it was Sonic's poop smell. "Oh my god!" screamed Rouge. "What is that smell?" I have heard this smell a million times before. Heard it. She smells with her ears, said Amy to Rouge. Kobold is... I don't know if Kobold is enjoying or not. Can only Amy and Rouge Booba. Hopefully there's going to be some of that activity. Maybe back someone is streaming Tomb Raider level building thing. Okay. Enjoy that. I won't be going much longer. Like half hour maybe. Does have big ears. True. Talented ears. But yes, enjoy the Tomb Raider buildage, Spyro. Heard the smell a million times before, said Amy to Rouge, who could say this because she was Sonic's girlfriend, meaning that she has been around Sonic pooping. Oh, is that what girlfriends do? This smell is Sonic's poop. Amy and Rouge went into the bathroom anyway because you can never get a break when it comes to going to the bathroom. No matter what, you always end up going even if you try all to not to. Even if you try all to not to all night. They were holding their hands above their noses. Why above? Shouldn't you hold them under, because the smell is coming from below? And then Amy opened up a stall door, and inside was a shocking thing to see, but she saw it anyway. It was Charmy B. Oh. "Ah, it's you!" screamed Amy in a scared and shocked way. "You're a murderer!" "Not yet," said Charmy, "but now I will start to be by killing you." Charmy jumped at her from inside the stall and into Amy, and they fell back, and Charmy was on top and holding a knife that was about to cut Amy apart when Rouge came over and kicked Charmy, and he flew off her body and over to the wall by rolling. Uh-oh. Intense. Ah, all the pokage. Wait, poke my mouth and then my butt. Wait, yeah, better that than the other way around. Butt finger in my mouth would be if you did it the other way. "Take this," said Rouge as she flapped her bat wings at Charmy to push all the horrible poop air at him. That's a good strategy, actually. It all went to him, but then Charmy got up and ran right at Amy with his knife and cut her on the legs because he is short, and then jumped back. "Ow," said Amy. "I'm dying." Amy fell backwards and got dizzy. God, dramatic. "No, stay with me," said Rouge. "Use your special move while you can." Amy knew what Rouge was talking about, so Amy used her special attack. Amy shouted, "Girl blood!" What? I don't remember this from any of the games I've played. Oh no. And opened her legs, and a stream of blood shot at Charmy. Since Amy was so good at being nice and caring, which is using your heart, Amy was able to speed up her heart so fast that her blood pumped out of the wound. Oh, okay, I thought it was something else. Pumped out of the wound on her legs. What? Like a super soaker, filled up by vampires. Amazing. Whoa. Shibuya Kaho's speeding up her heart as well there. Well, something's happening anyway. Thanks for the bigs, Zach. Not as big as Rouge's though. Where was I? The blood hit Charmy in the face and body and all over really hard, and it was steaming and burning him. What? She may have made the pumping happen faster, but how did the blood turn hot? It was steaming and burning him, but he looked like he didn't care. Amy looked shocked and yelled, "How can you be so invincible?" Then Rouge said, "I bet he can't handle my special attack, Romance Bite." Rouge flew with her bat wings and went over to Charmy and bit him right in the neck, using her fangs, and tried to make him fall in love with her, but it did not work. "It's not working," cried Amy. "He must have superpowers. He's going to kill us for sure." Amy and Rouge tried to get away from Charmy, but he kept blocking them and coming at them with the knife. They were finally trapped in the corner, holding on to each other with their best in-show boobs, pressing against each other and looking like the sexiest Legos ever. Legos? Sure thing. What kind of Legos did this writer have growing up? I don't know what's happening, but it's pretty skill. Burning blood. Oh yes. Amy is Moog's daughter. Doesn't that mean the blood should explode as well? Maybe she hasn't leveled up that much yet. Best in show. Then, all of a sudden, Tails came into the bathroom and threw a piece of electronics at Charmy. A piece of electronics. Charmy looked up at Tails and said, "But you are supposed to be," and then died right there. Tails went over to Amy and Rouge and definitely stopped for a second to check out their boobs. Oh, definitely. Without them knowing. And then stopped and said, "You're safe now. That was not Charmy, that was a robot." "A robot? How did you know?" Tails, being the smartest, thought it was a question for idiots. Well, it is Amy. But said, I knew as soon as Charmy was not being hurt by Sonic's poop stink. Wait, how did you know though? You weren't in the room. I was watching from the door. Oh, okay. Normally Charmy would have complained and passed out from smelling that, but he did not, so I knew. As soon as that happened, I ran and went and got a robot killer device from my electronics. Glad you just have one of those lying around. No. Bullshit attack. Fuck. Well, thanks, said Amy, and kissed Tails on the cheek for a reward. Really, Tails, you saved us, said Rouge, and kissed Tails on the other cheek. Whoa, that one? No, the face probably. This shows you that you can be cool by using smart. I mean, by being smart, I'm good at reading. Except if you're a nerd ass. Tails and Amy and Rouge walked out of the bathroom and back to where Cream and Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. was. And soon Sonic and Shadow and Silver came back. And they were all back together. The lunch lady was the only other person still there, and she saw how tired they looked. So she made them all a bunch of chow meat sandwiches. Oh. And they all ate until their tummies were gonna burst. Maybe they should burst. All the time while they were eating though, Sonic thought, but then where is Charmy? And where is the guy who made the robot? And so many other things. High school drama is just so crazy to be a part of. You got that right, Sonic. Damn. He writes best when he's on a train. Not this again. Yes, it seems like something you should enjoy, Powerwolf. It's cursed. And full of sex. Missed car sex and vagina blood. It wasn't vagina blood, it was out of her leg wound. I was worried it was going to be vagina blood. Yeah, chow meat sandwiches sound quite nice actually. Chapter 16, Responsibilities. It was now a new day of school, and Sonic went to it. Sonic took a peek at the auditorium where the bomb had gone off last night, and it looked like they were fixing it, so that was good. Sonic went to his first class, and his second class, and all of the classes after that until lunch, which is what he was at now. Sonic went to his lunch table and was about to say, "Hey guys," but then he looked at his normal lunch table and he thought, what has happened? Tails was not here because he has been mad at Sonic. Knuckles was not here because he was now a baby and with Rouge. Espio was not here because he was in the hospital after fighting with Knuckles before he became a baby. And Charmy was not here because he was still in a disappearing mystery. The only people that were there were Shadow and Vector. Oh yes. "Hey guys," said Sonic. "What's going on with high school?" "It sure is crazy," laughed Vector. I don't know how he sounds. Well, he ate his yellow sandwich. Oh, yellow. We know the importance of the colour yellow now after the earlier conversation. Has anything new happened today?" said Sonic to them. "Didn't you hear?" said Shadow. "Espio is back out of the hospital. From the hospital, I mean. He would be here at lunch right now, but he's getting all of his work from his teachers." "That reminds me," said Vector. "Also, Knuckles is having trouble with grades. Now that he has become a baby, he has not turned in any of his homework or tests, and he is going to fail high school and get kicked out if he doesn't do them. He's a baby, he's not ready for high school yet. Gotta do kindergarten first." "Wow, that's tough," said Sonic, and then all of the sudden, the announcement speaker came on. "Attention teenagers," said the announcement speaker. "Amy and Rouge have donation for going in the boys' room last night after the play. Please go there immediately." How did they find out? Oh dear, donation music. "Oh no," said Sonic immediately. Looks like they're gonna be in there for a long time." Who is this? Sonic. "There's no way I can become true boyfriend and girlfriend with Amy if she is trapped in dentition by having sex, said Sonic. Sonic was so upset now. Then the announcement speaker came on again. Attention teenagers, Sonic please come to the office, said the speaker. Uh-oh, looks like you're in trouble now. Oh, you're in trouble too, said Vector. Vector was always making people mad. He was definitely an arsehole to be around. Sonic got embarrassed like when Ms. Lesson read about his balls problem, and he ran out of the lunchroom and through the halls with his head down not looking or talking to anyone, and went to the office. The detention scene, uh-oh. Fart on boobs till sexplosion, what the heck? Is that how it works? Is that how do the pregnant? Hello? Said Sonic to the office. To the office. What do you want? Here, this is for you, said the school worker, who had long hair and a star tattoo with an outline on her face. Oh, her. Rouge left it for you before going into detention. Oh, now you can spell it right. Sonic went over to the desk she was at, and looking at and pointing to, and found out what she was talking about, which was Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. with a note attached to them. Notes attached to Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. Or just pinned to their face or something, that said, "Please take care of us while Rouge and Espio are not around." Sonic was so surprised. He had never taken care of a baby before, forget two, especially when one of them was his friend after becoming a baby. "Thanks for coming so quickly," said Knuckles Jr. "I was getting angry." Don't tell me they're gonna suck Sonic's milk. Knuckles Jr. was red. Yeah? Why is that just randomly a note on the end? Knuckles Jr. was red. Sonic picked up Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. and put them in his backpack and went to the rest of his classes and then went home. Sonic got home and opened his backpack and took Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. out and put them on his bed. "Welcome to my room," said Sonic. "Don't check out the pornos on my desk if you don't want to see them," said Sonic. "You're both only babies." Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. laughed and ate food and that Sonic brought up for them after they laughed. Knuckles. Knuckles is also a baby, isn't he? Yeah. "Hey Sonic," said Knuckles, "you gonna help me out with my homework? It is very hard to write as a baby." So then Sonic helped Knuckles learn to write, and he finished doing his homework as a baby. Knuckles probably did a lot of things wrong, but Sonic did not care, because homework was boring. Then Sonic went to mow the lawn, which made his balls itch extra. Good, we're getting back to the ball plot. And then he went back upstairs, but stopped on the stairs to put some soothing poultices on his balls. Gotta take care of him. For Amy. I agree with this face. They shouldn't be that dilated though. Do you really want to take in more of this at a time through those big holes? Knuckles is Espio and Rouge's baby. Knuckles Jr. the original Knuckles, right? Okay. I'm glad you're keeping up with this. Zach, the Sonic expert, even the Sonic High School expert. Oh yeah! Is this licensed? I don't know, whatever. This face. That's more like it. Looking opposite directions so you don't even have to look at it at all. Gonna have to head off. Oh, escaping. Wait, make lunch? At 11 PM. Okay. Smell you later, ketchup. Enjoy food. Oh, for tomorrow, right, okay. That makes sense. Bye-bye. Okay, So, what do you guys do for fun? Said Sonic to Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. "Well," said Knuckles, "can we tell you and you promise you will not tell anyone?" "Don't worry," said Knuckles Jr. to Knuckles, "I can tell he will not tell anyone." "Okay then," said Knuckles to Sonic. When we are alone and not being held by Rouge, we like to practice kissing on each other. It is technically okay because I am Knuckles Jr.'s dad, and a dad is allowed to kiss his baby. I have a feeling this is going to get really weird and unpleasant to read. Cool, said Sonic. Show me. No. So Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. got very up close to each other and kissed each other in a really good way. It was okay because they were father and son and also both brothers, and that is allowed everywhere, and it is not illegal. And if they are both babies, even if they are both babies now, the two of them kissing looked like two big not sexual caterpillars pushing themselves together. What? I'm not going to question it. It was not a sexual kiss, but it was a big gold medal kiss anyway. Wow, I can tell you're both going to be romance experts when you grow up, said Sonic. I would ask you for tips, but it would probably then be against the law. Sonic asked them to kiss one more time, and they did. But Sonic videotaped it this time, and that's not illegal, Sonic? So that he would know how to kiss Amy even better next time they kissed. Which would be when she gets out of dentation. Then they all had a root beer and talked about which girls are the hottest. Which girl do you think is the hottest? Said Sonic to Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. I know my answer, it's Amy. Amy was Sonic's girlfriend. So this was very good of him to say. It proves that he should be able to have sex with her. Not sexual. Yeah, it's fine. The writer has nothing to worry about. Why are you describing it so much? I don't know. I don't think I want to know. Changing of the spelling of detention has to be deliberate here. Like maybe this started off as something that was like not supposed to be not deliberate and stuff, but then maybe they continued and started, I don't know, started doing it on purpose for the fame or something, I don't know. At least it's still a good giggle. No way, said Knuckles. Just then Sonic wanted to slug the little FAG bitch in the mouth for saying ugly about his girlfriend, but didn't. The hottest girl is Rouge. None of them could not say that Rouge was not attractive because she has the absolute biggest boobs in the tri-state area. My opinion is different, said Knuckles Jr. I think the hottest girl is Charmy. Oh. They all laughed so hard because Charmy was so much like a girl, except not hot. Everyone knew that laughing was good for them, even if Charmy was kidnapped or dead, and that it made them feel healthy. Knuckles Jr. was definitely the coolest baby, because everyone could get along with him, and he could do jokes also. Then they all got out of their clothes and into bedtime clothes, okay, thank God, and went to sleep. Sonic was sleeping just fine and normally until there was a whisper at the edge of his face. Sonic, 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 said the whisper. Sonic, Sonic, Sonic. Sonic opened his eyes and saw the person whispering to him, and who he saw was right there, which was Knuckles Jr. What is it, Knuckles Jr.? Said Sonic to Knuckles Jr. I was sleeping until you whispered my name to me. I had a vision, said Knuckles Jr. I know who the real Killer Man is, and I know where Charmy is. Oh! Okay, oh, a lot of notes here. Oh no. Okay. So this probably confirms that some of this, if like most of it maybe, is deliberate, because My Immortal is infamous and maybe the writer wants to be infamous like that, or famous or whatever. Chapter 17, Breaking In. Warning, contains the worst sex scene ever written. Hasn't a previous chapter, maybe even 2, said that? And yes, I have read My Immortal. Unless this is a note not by the author. Maybe this is by like whoever uploaded it or something. Author's note, if you have any comments or complaints or compliments... Wait, yeah, I guess that wouldn't be the author's note. The author wouldn't say their own writing is the worst scene. So yeah, never mind. Author's note, if you have any comments or compliments or questions or suggestions, please leave a review or comment. I really like getting them and it makes me want to write more. I could probably write a Wikipedia about everything in this series so far. Oh, please do. Chapter 17. Breaking in. Ass! This window will not open, not even a little, said Sonic as he tried pushing the window of the house where Charmy Bee was in Knuckles Jr.'s vision. Sonic even put his back up against the wall and tried using the top of his head and hands to push up on it, but it would just not move. Because it was just such a big and heavy closed window. Probably read this and the next one and then end. It looks like you are having a hard time, said Knuckles Jr. Weak pussy? Knuckles Jr. laughed because he was kidding, but Sonic did not think it was that funny, and gave him a look that was like he just took the pickles off Sonic's hamburger that he pacifically asked for. Pickles on. Pacifically. In addition, Sonic really liked pickles. We need help, but I do not want to bring someone else into this problem, said Sonic to Knuckles Jr., thinking. Sonic thought about who is strong. He thought of some people, like Knuckles, but then remembered that he is now a baby, and hence thus not a strong guy, and Tails, who was not strong but probably had some strong robots, and Espio, who was probably about the same in strongness as Sonic. But Sonic did not want to ask him for help because that would be like saying, "You are stronger than me," and Sonic did not want to say that to Espio. He also thought of Big the Cat, oh Big, who was in some R-word classes at school, but he did not want to talk to him because it was always weird. Froggy! There was only one person that Sonic could think of. Come with me, Knuckles Jr., said Sonic to Knuckles Jr. Atlantically. I prefer the Red Sea. I don't know, maybe that is part of the Atlantic. It was the middle of the night and Sonic and Knuckles Jr. went up to the door of a different house. Ding dong, said the doorbell. Said the doorbell. The doorbell is alive, just like Omega the car. When Sonic pressed it. Press it again, said Knuckles Jr. Ding dong, ding dong. Yeah, ding dong, ding dong. Ding doing at the end. He broke it. And the doorbell, said the doorbell. Fucking. Said the doorbell again and again as Sonic pressed it. Sonic saw the lights flashing on and off inside the house every time he pressed it and laughed because it was so annoying, and the person inside the house was probably just trying to sleep. But Sonic needed help, so too bad. Finally the door opened and there was the lunch lady from high school who was deaf. What is it, children? Said the lunch lady. Since she was deaf, when she talked, it sounded weird and kind of like Big the Cat. Where you think she is R-worded, but she actually is not. And it just because she is deaf and everything, so everything. Fuck. Brain dead, I can't read. So it just because she is deaf, so everything she says sounds totally wrong. I mean, I can't blame myself too much, this is nonsense anyway. 'Tis hard to read. It sounded more like wad id chodran than normal language. Big the Cat was actually arded though, because it was different. So it was different. Ugh, I've got to slow down, I think. Actually read the words I'm reading. We need your help, it's very important, said Sonic, and made a face like a beggar idiot to get her to say yes. Okay, I will help you, said the lunch lady. Sonic and Knuckles were so excited that they high-fived right there because this was just what they needed to do. Just what they needed to do what they wanted to do. Sonic and Knuckles Jr. and the lunch lady went back to the house where Charmy was and went to the window that Sonic could not open. Please open this window, said Sonic to the lunch lady. The lunch lady walked over to the window and with just her pinky finger, she opened the window like she was a walking elephant picking up a piece of string because it was so easy. A highly regarded individual. Best character in Sonic Adventure. Wow, thank you, said Sonic and Knuckles Jr. at the same time in the middle of the night. Why in the middle of the night specifically needing to be mentioned? It's just these random moments of giving random unnecessary information are sometimes the funniest bits. No, that is not how you thank me, said the lunch lady. When the lunch lady lived in Bangladesh, I thought she was from Mongolia. When she lived in Bangladesh as a young woman, she learned about the ancient tradition of sex oh god. And she explained it all to Sonic. So you want me to give you sex with my mouth? Said Sonic to the lunch lady. Yes, because it is ancient tradition. It is not slutty, said the lunch lady, who was also really tall. Amy will forgive me for this, thought Sonic underneath his hair in his brain. She would know that I'm doing this for a good reason, and we have not even done sex yet, so she cannot be mad at me. And even if she is, I would let her give sex to the lunch lady too, and I would not get mad. But then we would be even. Sonic winked and gave her a thumbs up. Man, he's so cool. And then the lunch lady pulled her dress down and sat down on a tree stump and opened her legs. Ah, every chapter needs some sex in it, doesn't it? Elephants would struggle to pick up string, because small, yeah, and they're not exactly dexterous in the finger department. Mongolia's a child, oh, okay. Oh my god, there's actually consistency in this story. Picturing Muriel from Courage the Cowardly Dog. Probably not that old, hopefully. Sonic looked at the lunch lady's vagina and it looked like a sideways piece of lasagna in between two dogs walking down and away from it. Huh? In between two dogs walking down and away from it. Sonic thought her vagina was really attractive for a middle-aged lady and put his head closer to it. Sonic had never done mouth sex before, but he had read about it online and maybe looked at some pictures or videos really quick, but then closed them before he would get in trouble with Mum. Sonic tried to think about the videos to know what to do, but it turned out Sonic was quite the sex man. It all came naturally to him anyway. Quite the sex man. Sonic opened his mouth and chewed on the lunch lady's vagina really hard, like Pac-Man, running into the bottom of one of the ghosts non-stop. She was totally quiet while he did this, but she was beating on the ground and making huge holes like meteors, and even hit a tree nearby and it broke in half because she was so in love with Sonic's abilities. Sonic nibbled on her outer vagina and it tasted like a birthday cake. His penis even popped up during this, like a meerkat looking out for its family on Meerkat Manor. Meerkat Manor? Is this a game or something? Or a TV thing? He kept on going closer into her vagina and making sure to get every part of it on the way down, like a window washer in New York City washing windows, but instead it was her vagina, so it was sexy. Sonic also kissed and sucked on her vagina like he was trying to appreciate the secret sauce in the lunch lady's roast beef sandwich. without opening the sandwich. This is the worst sex scene ever written. Sonic even used his tongue and scooped eggs out of her vagina that were made during the female reproductive process. That's okay. That's how that works. He kept going further into her vagina until he was able to fit his entire head in. Word penis. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, penis is a funny word. Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that for vagina. It's just a scientific word. Penis. Vagina. And Sonic the Sex Man. The new game coming out. It was really dark inside her vagina because there weren't any lights. But it was clearly where the sexiest parts of her were. It was spacious. Like an empty factory from all the previous sex thanking people had done to her. Sonic was able to get them sex spots, all using his mouth and nose and forehead, pleasing her and making her fall in love with him. He was rolling his head around in her vagina like he was doing a hula hoop on his neck. She was so impressed that Sonic thought she would email everyone in Bangladesh to tell them how good Sonic was at sex thanking later. Sonic decided it was time to finish doing this, thank God, and shouted, "Yeah!" inside her vagina to make vibrations bounce off the walls of her vagina and hitting all of her sex spots at once. The lunch lady was so excited that she pulled the tree stump that she was sitting on out of the ground. She could do this because she was very strong and experienced with carrying trees. Well then, and I thought I was into some weird things. Sonic took his head out of her vagina and brushed the vagina crumbs? What do you mean crumbs? Off his face and combed his hair. "You're welcome," Sonic laughed Sonic smoothly to the lunch lady, and looked at Knuckles Jr., who was watching with big eyes but did not say anything. The lunch lady put her clothes on and shook his hand and said that the people of Bangladesh would be very impressed with him, and that if he ever wanted to visit there, just to tell her, and she could buy plane tickets for him and all his friends. The lunch lady was really nice, even if she had weird ideas that she got from being in Asia when she was little. I guess Mongolia is in Asia. She went back home to go to sleep. Okay, good. Worst scene over. Well, that was a thing. I think I'm probably going to play it safe and delete the VODs of this fanfic reading from Twitch. I guess I'll still upload them to YouTube because it's probably more acceptable there, but this is probably a bit too sexual for Twitch, I think. Considering what Twitch has temp banned people for in the past. Sonic and Knuckles Jr. then went inside the open window. "He is in there." "He is in there, I know it," said Knuckles Jr., who was pointing at the closet in the room that they were in, which was now inside the house, and it was a bedroom inside. Sonic and Knuckles tiptoed over to the closet and opened it up, and what they saw was surprising and shocking and scary. It was Charmy Bee's body, all dead and bloody and rotting and cut up into pieces. Cut my life into pieces. Kind of scarred. You know, I've seen a lot of things being a furry into some very weird things myself, but yeah, that was... yeah. Alcohol required, probably, and I don't even drink. How the fuck does this guy know what Mongolia and Bangladesh? That they're in Asia? Oh. Got very... I don't know. This writer has a very confusing mind. Vagina crumbs. We do not speak of this thing. This is a forbidden stream that will not be mentioned again. "Wow, he's completely dead," said Sonic, who was so shocked that he could not think about anything else. It was true. This time it was really Charmy and he was dead.
Oh my god, I'm seeing so many shocking things for the first time today,
said Knuckles Jr. Sonic went down and picked up a piece of his body and saw bite marks in it. Sonic was about to say something and then all of the sudden this happened. "What are you doing, idiots?" shouted Vector. "How did you get in here?" "The window, bitch dick," said Sonic as he felt a sudden rage build up inside him, like the foam from cream soda going over the top of the glass when someone pours it like an idiot ass. "What is wrong with you? Why did you do this? Why are you the murderer?" "Haha, let me show you how," said Vector as he ran at Sonic and Knuckles Jr., chomping his teeth in the style of an alligator. Oh yes, Vor. Okay, last chapter, just so that we've got 7 left. Yeah, 7 left next time, I guess, for one final thing. I think there's 7 left after this anyway. Idiot ass is your evil twin. It's a crocodile. I thought it was alligator. Why do they have to be so confusing? Legally distinct vector. 25, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, okay. So yeah, 7 left for next time. Wednesday, I guess. Vector ran at Sonic and Knuckles Jr., who were there in his... Wait, what was this chapter called? The Murderer. Who were there in his room with his teeth going 1,000,000 miles an hour. An hour, actually. Here comes your death straight from my mouth, said Vector as he ran at them, still going. Ah, said Sonic. Sonic was fast and able to do it. Do it? Do what? What, shout? So he ran forward and between Vector's legs, oh yes, under his body and hit his head into Vector's penis while sliding through. He was still holding Knuckles Jr., the baby. Sonic ran to another wall of the room, but Vector ran right back at him with his big crocodile bite move. Oh, now he's a crocodile. And Sonic doged him again. Doged. And it kept happening again and again. Stop it, shouted Sonic. Stop doing this. Sonic was sick of hitting his head into Vector's penis. Why? Probably enjoys it. It was beginning to leave a mark, and it was embarrassing to Sonic to have someone else's penis mark on your head. This better come out before school, said Sonic, rubbing the mark Vector's penis left on his forehead. He's like a dickhead, right? 7 Chaos Emeralds. Hopefully. The 7 Chaos chapters. No, you must die, said Vector, and continued to be the murderer that he had turned out to be. No, stop, come on, said Sonic, yelling, and he was getting so mad. But Vector ran at him another time, and Sonic kept hitting his thick green crocodile dick, and it kept getting harder. Now, oh no. Here we go again. Now, every time he hit it, Sonic guessed weird things like this were sexy to Vector. Sonic kept hitting his penis and making it harder and harder until one time Sonic slided under where his penis and stuff was and hit it with his head again. So semen ejaculated. How did you spell ejaculated correctly? Out of his penis and across the floor in a big long puddle like a slip and slide covered with mayonnaise. Okay, this was the best scene because he's a crocodile. Alright, said Sonic. Vector looked shocked, like he did not even notice that his penis was turning into a hard penis. Now Sonic threw Knuckles Jr. at the puddle of Vector's semen. Knuckles Jr. glided across Vector's semen like a baby speedboat and did a roller coaster turn and flew up onto Vector. Knuckles Jr. landed somewhere on him and did a tumble forward and got to his head where he poked Vector's eyes and Vector began to scream. Ah, bitch baby, that hurts, I'll kill you, screamed Vector while Knuckles Jr. rolled off his body and over to the door of his room. This fanfic has amazing epic battles. Fucking Game Grumps Copied me. Who, what? A video of them from 4 weeks ago. What? Can't believe this. I'm gonna sue them. Oh wait, oh no, I haven't uploaded my VODs of this yet. They're getting away with it by uploading it first. You win this time, Game Grumps. I might have to watch that, that could be a laugh. Where was I? Oh. Over a spicy Sonic fanfic in the past, to be fair. Oh, it's okay then. I guess just a weird coinky dink.
Over here, Sonic,
said Knuckles Jr. while Vector was still rubbing his eyes, which hurt from the attack. Sonic ran over to the door and with his speeding legs kicked it down like a professional wrestler picking a person up and hitting them down onto the ground through a door. Sonic then picked up Knuckles Jr. and ran through the door and down the hall through Vector's house and saw lots of green things and things that were about crocodiles, and also bad things like rooms full of drugs and guns, and then things like weird African porn videos. Then he got to a different door and opened it and walked into the other side and closed the door and put some things in front of the door to block it. Then with a stomping loud noise like a bowling ball with legs was jumping up and down on the floor and hitting it hard, Vector went up to the door and put his body on it, trying to crash through it like a penis going into a big hard vagina. Big hard vagina. What? Open this, please. At least he asked nice, screamed Vector as he tried to hit it down. No, why did you kill Charmy? Shouted Sonic at Vector, who was on the other side of the door that was hard to get through. Because Knuckles messed it all up. Knuckles or SBO was supposed to kill the other one when they fought in the school hallway that one time. I made that fight happen because I wanted one of them to die because they're both FAG lords and they are the only people who could beat me and become the new football team captain. Understandable, honestly. I'm with Vector now. So I went to Knuckles' house instead after and replaced him with a robot Charmy and took the real Charmy home and chewed on his broken body and made him into meat that I can use for meals. He was no use to anyone, especially not me. None of you are. Ah! Vector screamed and hit the door, but still could not get through. Where did you get a Charmy robot? Is Eggman involved? This could ruin things for everyone, don't you know? Said Sonic back to Vector, like a ship sending a message to a different ship. Oh, random analogy. Where do you begin to do crimes? Wait, who is this? Oh no. Why is he talking about this now? Well, why not? It's not a surprise. When you begin to do crimes you become dark, and I have now become darker than Shadow. I made friends with Al Qaeda and they made me a Charmy robot using Osama bin Laden's technology. He was bulletproof and he was going to kill first Knuckles and then SBO and in the hospital, and then maybe the rest of you if I wanted. But you messed up, shit idiot. Ah! Vector hit on the door so hard that it actually started to break. Do we know what this writer is doing these days? Like, are they okay? I'm so curious, like, how this person ended up. I wouldn't be surprised if they've kind of disappeared from the internet, though, or something. Someone, Ben Kenobi. Oh no, he joined the dark side.
Let's get out of here, said Knuckles Jr. We can call police. Let's just get out of here and get safe.
Then Sonic and Knuckles ran out of the house. Wait, no, isn't it Knuckles Jr.? But, ran out of the house, but just when they were doing that, Vector broke through the door and jumped like an alligator. He's an alligator again now. No, he's only like an alligator. At Sonic and Knuckles Jr. and hit them to the ground and landed on top of them. Now I will kill you just like I did to Charmy, said Vector and opened his mouth really big to bite their bodies. But then all of a sudden something came out. Something came from out of the sky and picked them up, and Vector was left there on the ground looking like a teen loser.
We're in the air now, said Tails. I rescued you.
Tails was using his flying tails to fly and was holding Sonic, who was holding Knuckles Jr. They were like a helicopter. They were like a helicopter? Question mark. Ah, peace music. They've escaped death.
Wait, how did you know we were here? Said Sonic, who was so shocked to be in this situation. I looked the charmy robot and found out it was from Al-Qaeda and broke into the government computer network system and found out that Vector was friends with Al-Qaeda. And Tails said Tails, the smart friend of Sonic. But I thought you were pissed at me, said Sonic with a questioning sound. I am tired of being mad at you. We are best friends again, said Tails. Cool, now let's get Vector, said Sonic. By now they were up above the clouds, which is very high. Fly down and I'll kick his face off. What Vector really wanted to find the computer room for. I don't remember him wanting to find the computer room, that probably happened. There's actually some good plot consistency in this. How? Tails flew down fast and Sonic held on to Knuckles Jr. really tightfully. Sonic had his legs sticking out to kick, and they went down faster than a shooting star being shot out of a gun down. They went down back to the floor where Vector was and kicked Vector's face. Vector's head almost spun around because they hit him so hard, but now he was on the ground. Tails, do that one more time, said Sonic. Don't kill the sexy one. You can kill everyone else in the story. Except Espio, the chameleon. Was he a chameleon? Yeah. And Shadow the Hedgehog. Oh, okay. Not in this. Consistency with the game stories. Where was I? Yeah. Tails flew up and then Sonic revealed his balls. Even though he could see almost the whole country from up here, he did not care because this was more important. Sonic scratched his balls and held on to Knuckles Jr. while Tails flew down fast again. Sonic's balls dragged behind them in the sky, and then they went down to the bottom of the ground, and Sonic's diseased balls smacked right into Vector's face. No! Screamed Vector as Sonic's balls smacked into his mouth and nose and eyes like a plastic bag full of pudding. Vector looked into the sky and made an arsehole face for the last time, and then he turned into stone, and then turned into dust and was now dead. Hi Shepard, I'm sorry you had to experience this. Where do you buy the print version? Probably the black market, or the forbidden area of the library. But hello Shepard. I'm glad you're seemingly enjoying this. This is just up your alley, it looks like. It sounds like. But how are you doing today? Nep's pudding? I hope not. I don't know, do you want Sonic's balls? I could be glad for once that my balls are very poisonous, said Sonic as he looked at the pile of dust that was Vector before he died and did some squinting. He is dead and everyone is okay now. Thank goodness, said Knuckles Jr. to them. This was too much excitement for one night. Oh, you're telling me. Look on the bright side, said Tails to them. 2 of the worst FAG-ass teenagers in high school are dead. Yes, it's all fixed now, said Sonic. Ah, happy ending music again. They took Charmy's body with them, but not Vector's, who was now a pile of dust, because they thought he did not deserve to be nice to. Then they went home to get ready for school tomorrow, and Sonic thought, there are still more problems to deal with in high school. This is not over, especially not for me. Oh, this has been like the perfectly timed music. There's still more to do. Tune in next time for the thrilling conclusion of Sonic High School. Well, the thrilling 7-part conclusion anyway. Who doesn't want Sonic's balls? Well, you got a good point there. He is pretty dreamy, isn't he? No! Oh!
This should have happened during the fight. Secret prostitute. Oh no. Warning, another bad sex scene. Oh great. Well, we've got something to look forward to next time, haven't we? Shall I get this one out of the way now? No, I think I'm getting this one out of the way now. There's probably still more bad sex scenes to come, but the more I can get out of the way, the less I have to worry about later in the week. Go on. Warning, another bad sex scene. Chapter 19. We'll just quickly go through this. Even though it would be fitting to start next time with, it was now a new day. And it was kind of a boss fight. The lotion and tissues. For crying, right? You're just gonna be crying, yeah? Nothing else. It was now a new day of school, and Sonic went right to school. Sonic had Knuckles and Knuckles Jr. in his backpack, since he still had them after explaining what happened to Knuckles yesterday. Sonic scratched his balls along the way, and they were only getting worse. Uh-oh. You look like spoiled meat, said Sonic to his balls. That's a lovely image, isn't it? Sonic got to school, and the first thing he did was bring Charmy's dead head to the theatre club, because that was Charmy's favourite thing, and Sonic thought Charmy would like it if they used his face for a mask for the next play, now that he is dead. Then Sonic took the rest of Charmy's body and put it outside in a trash can, so nobody would look and try to find it, and it could be safe and alone. Ah, good. Crying and moisturising. Okay, good. Nothing sussy there. Sonic went to his first class, and his second class, and even his third class, and else, and went to lunch, where there were his friends. Hey guys, said Sonic to them. Hey Sonic, said SBO. I am back from the hospital. Where is Charmy and Vector? Well, they are dead. Vector killed, said Sonic. Vector killed Charmy, and we killed Vector. I think the music is doing that thing, yeah. Video paused. Continue watching. Yes. Vector killed Charmy, and we killed Vector, so they are now both dead. Vector was a bad guy, so we will not be in trouble. Yeah, said Tails. They will not come back to lunch anymore. I rescued Sonic and Knuckles Jr. Oh, that's right. Where are Knuckles, my baby with Rouge, and Knuckles Jr.? Said SBO to Sonic and Tails. They're right here. Here you go, said Sonic, and Sonic gave the two babies to SBO. What a relief. Sonic was tired of having to take care of babies that were not even his. It is good that Sonic has the best morals of all Hugh School students, because any other person pretty much would not have taken good care of them. Hey ass butthole, said Shadow. It's my job to do crimes. Then Shadow laughed and high-fived Sonic for doing a good job. Sonic was the best. Please explain to Silver what happened, said Sonic to Shadow. Okay, I will explain it to him. I wish he was in the same lunch period as us, but he's not, said Shadow in an explaining way. It's like the Geezer adventure. I think I already mentioned this earlier in the thing though. He explained in an explanatory manner. Author forgot in the last chapter that Knuckles was the baby and Knuckles Jr. was Knuckles as a baby. I'm still confused. Knuckles thought Rouge was hot, but it should have been Knuckles Jr. Oh. Knuckles doing an incest. This is the most complicated family. Where was I? Yeah. I would not high-five Sonic, said Tails. His balls are full of poison and it is easily catchable. Tails! Screamed Sonic.
So it is true, you really do have a ball problem, said Espio. It is okay, Sonic, other people have problems and your balls are just like theirs. Okay, but this is different and bad and getting only more worse, said Sonic with a worrying voice. Whatever. It is almost summer, said Tails. That means high school is ending soon. Cool, yeah, said everyone at the same time because it was easier to. Then everyone went to different classes. Tails went to his smart class that he was in with Cream, but Cream was standing outside of the class where Tails went to. Cream, are you standing outside? You are standing outside the class. Why? It's too loud, I don't know. Charmy is dead and it relaxes me so much because now I do not have to break up with him. Oh, that's okay then. We can become true boyfriend and girlfriend now, said Cream to Tails in the hallway outside. But we have class now, said Tails to Cream. Forget class, smarto. I don't remember Cream's voice. It's fine, that's okay then. Forget class, smarto, said Cream shoutingly. Cream pulled on Tails' hand until his whole body moved and brought him into a closet in the school. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yes. It was big enough inside for sex, is what Tails noticed. Of course he did. Cream locked the door and took off all of her clothing. Tails was so shocked, but he looked at her sexy body, and it looked like a beautiful naked man with a vagina. Huh? Cream took out her vagini. Okay. You spelt it perfectly. There's no way this is legit. And showed it to Tails and he went nuts. His penis got hard as a printer. Yeah, that is a hard thing, I guess. He's not wrong. Because her vagina looked like a cold cut platter. What, not a lasagna with dogs running away from it? Whoa. Is she ahegowing? Oh yes, actually. Thanks for the big gasm. Wow, wow, cool vagina! Shouted Tails, losing his cool way because he was nervous and excited to miss class and have sex with Cream for first time. Tails took out all of his penis and balls. All of them? Oh wait, yeah, he probably does have two, doesn't he? Which were already ready, and he jumped right into her invitation-only parts. It's the first time I've heard them called that. That's pretty good. Tails jumped up and down with his penis inside her, cheering like a boy teen, and shaking his fists in the air. Like the Rocky movies, and Cream was happy because she was not a love expert too. Tails' penis kept getting bigger and Cream's vagina was already pretty much full of his penis. Make more room, we've got company! Screamed Tails, and then he was able to stick his balls in too. Under his penis, Tails fit so much genitals into Cream that it looked like there was an upside down couch sofa in her vagina. Huh? Tails shook around like a crazy, and Cream was slapping her hands and ears into the doors and cleaning supplies in the closet. Damn, this is immense. Intense, I mean. Cream then was now trying to make him even more sex-powered by pulling on her boobs far enough out to touch his face like two big melty gummy bears on her body. Rah! That's how I feel. I understand, Baron. A Fruit Loop. Eating some Fruit Loops to take the Fruit Loops to take the pain away. Author was in 7th grade. How old is that? Oh, year 8. 12 to 13. I guess the Pubertsons was happening probably. Okay, where was I?
Yum!
Yes, gummy bears on her body. Yum! I need some of that. Some fuel. Danks. Eat from these! Screamed Cream, and her voice was breaking like a talking boy.
that had one of its batteries halfway out. Oh, was a talking boy a thing? And her brother spilled juice on it, so it didn't work right anymore. There are some amazing analogies in this, and it's always different. Tails sucked on her boobies while his penis was still in her and got all of the stuff out like he was eating yogurt, only with his mouth, and it supercharged him with sex. "Ah, ready?" yelled Tails to Cream, and before she could say a thing, Tails started waving his flying tails and he flew up, with his penis still in her, and pointing his penis up so that she went up and was now stuck against the ceiling. Scary movie. "I'm about to make my semen, get ready," said Tails loud over the sound of his own tails was making. Tails flew his tails even harder, and Cream got pushed into the metal ceiling so hard that it made a dent, and then Tails' penis shot a gallon of his own New England clam chowder into her first time vagina. It got over full and spilled plenty on the ground, but not both of them cared. Tails slowed down his tail speed, and his penis got smaller, and so did her vagina, and they were both out of breath. Ah, what have you returned to? This should be exactly your kind of thing, Powerwolf. You should be getting the most enjoyment out of this. Not both of them. So one of them, oh yeah. What if it was actually intended that way and the writer is actually the biggest brain? Get the feeling the wrath of Twitch is coming. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about. I'll be deleting the VODs after this. It'll just go up on YouTube at some point. "We are true boyfriend and girlfriend now," said Cream and hugged Tails. Tails was so happy and shocked that he became true boyfriend and girlfriend before Sonic did with Amy. Cream put her clothing back on and left, and Tails put his on too. Then he looked at his penis and saw a golden ring on it. "What is this? What is it doing here? A big gold ring?" said Tails, and he took off the bracelet. What? It's a bracelet now. Took off the bracelet off his penis. Why was this in Cream's vagina? He thought about it, and because he was smart, remembered where he saw this thing. At the end of school, Tails ran to Sonic privately and said, "Sonic, Sonic, look!" "What's that?" said Sonic to Tails. "A big gold ring, cool, let's sell it for cash." "No," said Tails to Sonic, "this is Amy's bracelet, and I found it in Cream's vagina." Oh, the plot thickens. "What?" said Sonic to Tails. "How did this get in there?" He took the ring and had it. He had it once he took it. A player. I wouldn't mind some Tails. I can only think of one thing, said Tails to Tails. I do not mean to suggest this to you and say that she is being a bad girlfriend, but maybe Amy was giving Cream hand sex. What? No way, shouted Sonic to Tails. But that is the only thing that makes sense. Amy cheated on me. That loose woman. She is a concubine and a bitch. Sonic got madder than Tails ever saw him get mad and ran off fast. Is he gonna ball her to death? Tails is gay. Good, luckier for us. Everything thickening. A lot of things have been thickening this whole damn fanfic. It's great. Sonic did not know where he was running to, and to be real, he was not running anywhere. He was running in a really big circle around the town and crying and screaming because Amy cheating on him made him feel worse than anything. Sonic ran around for hours until all of his feelings were out, and he was tired from running and being sad and mad and feelings that are hard to say what they are. He stopped and said, "There is only one thing that can make the situation better. I have to go tell Amy that I know. Maybe she will say she is sorry." Sonic went back to high school and over to the detention room. Okay, spelled it right. The security guard was standing outside. but Sonic used his sonic speed to run over to him and punch him so hard in the throat that it closed up for a while and he became unconscious. Sonic took a key from off his keys thing and opened the door to the detention room and saw Amy and Rouge in the corner. Oh, are they doing it too? I do remember what it was called. Wait, wasn't it accidental? No secret. Oh, I see. I'm not surprised though. Amy and Rouge were both sleeping and they looked really skinny and hungry. It made their boobs look bigger. But they also looked steps from death. They had been in detention for days now and they had not eaten or drinken at all. Sonic looked at Amy and felt bad for her. It would be so easy to have sex with her right now. Oh, please no, said Sonic behind his face, in his head, not out loud. We could become true boyfriend and girlfriend, and I could pretend like none of this did happen. Sonic thought about it a little bit, and even gave his chubby blue penis a toss back and forth, like a baseball in a sock. But no, we would not really be true, not when she cheated on me. Sonic got ready to wake up Amy and show her her bracelet. Bum, 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 bum.